What is good, family? It's your girl Crystal, aka Curly Chris, and in today's video I am spilling the tea with you all and letting you all know why your wash and goes may not just be popping like you want them to be, why they may not just be lasting, why they may not have as much definition as you want, what's really going on with your wash and goes, why you just can't achieve the perfect one ever. You're following someone else's routine but you're not getting the same results, so what are they doing differently that they're not displaying on camera? So I'm just gonna go ahead and just break it down to you all completely, what I do for my wash and goes to make them last, to make them pop, to make the definition be bomb. The volume is crazy. This is the wash and go I did right now, and the definition looks really good. It's extra moisturized, very defined. So I'm going to just be breaking it down with you all completely and giving you all the details and all the tea. Before I go ahead and do that, I'm gonna need for you to hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. Here we are a family because we support each other and it feels like a family for sure. So make sure that you subscribe down below so you can join part of the family as well. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. So tip 1 is to make sure your hair is clean before applying product. Now when I say make sure your hair is clean, whenever I know I'm doing a wash and go, I'd rather shampoo, condition, then deep condition instead of co-washing, because co-washing is kind of like a conditioner, so it still leaves some of those products in your hair, like some of those nutrients. It doesn't strip it out all the way. I feel like using a moisturizing conditioner actually strips out all those other products out of my hair completely. So I'm starting with like a clean base, a clean slate to apply my next products. So after I go ahead and shampoo my hair, I don't like my hair to feel stripped. I want it to still feel soft. Then I follow up and I use a conditioner, then my deep conditioner. And deep conditioning is actually step 2, which is extremely important for achieving a bomb wash and go, because a deep conditioner actually gets your hair in definition and points. If you're using the right one, it makes sure that your strands are very moisturized, which is like also a good slate that you need to start off with in order to achieve the amount of definition that you want. So step 1, make sure you have a good shampoo, and step 2, make sure you have a bomb deep conditioner. And also in between those 2 steps, don't forget to regularly condition. So if you don't know the difference, shampooing is, you know what shampooing is, that's kind of simple. Conditioning is when you just leave it on for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Deep conditioning is when you put it onto your hair and you let that penetrate into your strands under heat, or just allow it to sit on longer for maybe like 30 minutes. So that's what differentiates those 3 steps. However, they are all very important to achieving a bomb wash and go. Step 3, after you've rinsed out that deep conditioner and you're ready to style your hair, what I most definitely recommend, I do this all the time. Whenever I know I'm doing a wash and go, I do not use a comb, guys. I do not use a comb to detangle my hair, period. Like nowhere in the process. Mainly because whenever you use a comb, that kind of combs out that curl pattern, right? However, whenever you're doing a wash and go, you want that curl pattern to stay because you want your curls to pop. Now, I'm not saying don't ever use a comb. Of course not. I'm just saying whenever you're doing a wash and go, I would say do not use a comb because I like my definition to stay in. So whenever I do detangle my hair, I like to use a Denman brush, and the one that I actually use a lot is just the black one. I also have the one that has red in it. I like that one as well. This one just like my biggest one, so I like to use this one just whenever I'm detangling my hair, because this really does give my ends that definition that I want whenever I plan on doing a wash and go. Versus if I use a comb, my curls kind of just look more wavy instead of curly. So I want to start off with definition so I can achieve the maximum amount of definition in the end. Another brush that I've heard is really good is a Tangle Teaser. I've never used a Tangle Teaser, but I have heard that they're extremely like good in providing definition. So if you're not a fan of the Denman, then I do say, hey, maybe try a Tangle Teaser. That may just work for you. I have seen lots of bloggers use them and actually love the definition that it gives their hair. So step 4 would be while you're in the shower, or even when you're outside of the shower, make sure that you apply your products when your hair is really wet. So I like to do this because whenever my hair is really wet, that's when I'm able to get the most definition. So if I actually did a wash and go in the shower once and my hair came out bomb, so I absolutely love how my results were. However, if I'm not in the shower and I'm outside and I want to like do my wash and go, then I just make sure my hair is still nice and wet, nice and moisturized, so that when I apply my products, it slips and glides onto my hair extremely smooth, and my hair just able to glide through with that product in. So whenever I have that glide and slip, that's when I know that my hair is about to be defined and popping. So some people prefer to use to apply their products in the shower, like I said earlier. Me personally, I do it every now and then if I want to be like really quick on my wash and go, but mainly I apply it outside the shower because I like to film it for you all as well. So whenever I do that, I like to just apply it and get my spray bottle, which is, I always have this one in my videos all the time. I got it from Sally's for like $2 if that. Regular water in here, nothing fancier at all, and I just apply that to my sections and then go ahead and put the product on in. So tip 5. So tip 5 would be to apply in sections. As I was saying earlier, I achieve my best definitions whenever I apply my products in sections. If I do like a whole side, I have too much hair for that, so I can't just apply like all my products on one side like that. Like, I literally have to do it in sections. That really does allow for me to achieve the maximum amount of definition because I can really focus on that section. So while I apply my product in those sections, that brings me to tip number 6. So tip number 6 is to make sure that you use a cream as the base and then follow up with your gel if you want to use a gel. For me, this is the most important step because this actually comes down to the product application onto your hair. So whenever I like to use creams and gels, so people know, if you've been following me, that I don't like hard hair. I don't like whenever my hair is extremely hard after a wash and go. I like for it to have holds, but I don't want it to be like whenever I push onto my curls or fill my hair, because that just does not feel healthy to me at all. So I try to avoid that as much as I possibly can. So the way I do that is by applying a moisturizing thick cream first and then apply a gel if I'm going to use a gel. However, before even applying the cream, I like to apply a leave-in conditioner. The only reason or the only way I don't do these 3 steps is if I'm trying to do a video where I'm like, ooh, one product wash and go, if I'm trying to like create content. But if it's not for that reason, this is how I do my wash and goes. So just to put y'all on game a little bit, for this wash and go, I use Eden Natural Leave-In Conditioner and also the Natural Curl Defining Cream. And y'all, my hair is so soft, so bomb. So the way I did this was I applied the leave-in conditioner first. And by the way, I'm not getting paid for saying this. These are just some bomb products for real. So I applied the leave-in conditioner first on my hair into the sections. And this gave me definition all alone. And then I followed up with this Natural Curl Defining Cream. And y'all, this like clumped my curls like crazy. So that's why I love that cream so much, because I get so much bomb definition from that combination. And I don't even use a gel. I don't even worry about using the gel whenever I use that, because that alone gives my hair definition that I'm looking for. And this is the definition that I got from that combination, and it's so soft, which I love because I have no crunch whatsoever in my hair at all. No crunch, period, which I really do look for whenever I'm looking for products for my wash and goes. Also, in conjunction with this tip, never ever apply gel to naked hair, especially for the people who like to use like the argan oil eco styles or any type of eco styler gel. I never recommend applying that straight to your hair. For one, it's gonna make your hair extremely dry. Eco Styler is a good gel for definition, but if you don't put a thick cream underneath it, it will leave your hair dry. At least that's what it does for me. Also, whenever it dries, my hair feels hard as a brick. Like, this wall in my hair has a similar texture once it's dry. Like, that's just how hard it leaves my hair, and I absolutely cannot deal with that at all, guys. So I try to avoid that at all costs, like for real. So that would be a tip, to never ever apply just gel onto naked hair and expect to have a soft and voluminous wash and go. So tip number 7. So tip number 7 is to have a technique with whenever you apply your product. So make sure you have a technique. Whenever I say that, I mean some people like to shingle, some people like to just finger coil the hair around their fingers, some people like to just use their Denman. So whichever one of those works for you. For me, I like to use my Denman and also like curl the ends of my hair around my finger just to get a little bit more definition. So it's not mandatory that you do that or anything, just like an optional step to achieve like maximum definition basically. So just either use a Denman, a Tangle Teaser, or a shingling method, or just curl the what I'm trying to say or just curl the hair around your finger to achieve that definition that you want. Alright, so tip number 8, this is kind of like my last tip. So tip number 8, guys, is to make sure your hair is dry before you try to do anything to it. And that comes with picking, separating, anything. Make sure your hair is fully dry, because if your hair is not fully dry, you're gonna have so much frizz, and not in a good way. It's just gonna be like so undefined, so much frizz. You just wanna make sure that your hair is fully dry before you start separating, before you start using the pick for more definition and volume. Just make sure that your hair is completely dry first, and then once it's dry, go in and separate your curls, and also just go in and use that pick for more volume. For this wash and go, the video is up on my channel, so I will like leave a card up here somewhere so you can click on it and just see my routine that I use to achieve this wash and go. But that's basically my 8 steps that I will give you all to achieve like maximum definition on a wash and go, and just to have bomb volume, shine, definition, everything, to just try to get the best wash and go you possibly can. So I hope these tips really did benefit someone, and if it did, let me know in the comments down below. Also, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and become part of the family. I would love to see you here again. But thank you all so much for tuning into this video, and I hope you truly did enjoy it, and give me a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah. Thanks, fam.